Everything you are about to hear is based on sworn testimony from Day 4 of the Sean Diddy Combs trial, recorded on May 15, 2025, and reported verbatim by accredited courtroom journalists. All parties remain innocent until a jury says otherwise, and any sensitive expressions have been softened to stay comfortably inside YouTube's ad-friendly lane.
The government calls Cassandra Ventura. Did you get in arguments?
Yes, it would result in dragging.
What else did he do?
Me in the head if I was down.
How frequently was he?
Too frequently. I would get black eyes and
On the second day of the highly anticipated trial, the prosecution called their star witness to the stand, Cassandra Ventura, better known as Cassie, a former musician and entertainer who had a decade-long relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. Under oath, Cassie, now 38, recounted a period in her life marked by control and
I didn't know what no could turn into.
What do you mean?
Making him angry.
What were you afraid would happen if you said no?
That he had materials.
When the prosecution asked about her relationship with Diddy, Cassie didn't hold back. She described it as deeply filled with moments of glamour, but overshadowed by undertones.
What is the age difference between you and Sean?
17 years.
How did you feel when Sean invited you to hotels?
Nervous, excited, like we were going to talk about music. He introduced me to... I didn't understand it.
Cassie revealed that her relationship with Diddy often escalated into intense. She spoke about being physically sometimes head while already down, resulting in frequent eyes.
Did you get in arguments?
Yes, it would result in dragging.
What else did he do?
Me in the head if I was down.
How frequently was he?
Too frequently. I would get black eyes and
The courtroom fell silent as she described moments of fear and isolation, painting a stark contrast to the glamorous public image often associated with the music mogul. One of the more startling revelations came when Cassie detailed the so-called freak-offs, a term that quickly became a focal point of the prosecution's case.
What did you and Sean do together?
He gave me blue dolphin on a boat.
Had you once before taken unintentionally?
Yes.
How did you take it unintentionally?
It was in Gatorade.
When you took it intentionally with Sean, how did it feel?
Like rolling.
At the time, what did you think?
That we were spending a lot of time together. I thought we were monogamous.
Was it made public?
No, I was his artist. Also, his family, his children.
Who was linked to him publicly?
Kim Porter.
How did Sean treat you at this time?
We had fun.
According to Cassie, these were private gatherings organized at Diddy's direction, involving hired individuals and elaborate setups. She admitted that, at first, she went along with these requests to Diddy, but over time, these events became a routine, often lasting days, and taking a severe toll on her health.
How did Sean's moods vary?
Day to day.
When it swung, could you describe it?
Anger, zoning out.
How did it impact you?
Greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. There was also psychological. He'd tell me to watch my mouth, change my face.
How would he keep tabs on you?
We didn't live far apart. He'd send security to come find me, or a trusted assistant.
Like who?
David James, Christina Coram.
When asked why she participated in these gatherings, Cassie's response revealed a deep-seated fear of Diddy. She explained that the loomed over every decision she made. In her testimony, she described handing over electronic devices, including laptops containing incriminating messages and photos, to federal investigators, emphasizing the control Diddy exerted over her life.
What were you afraid would happen if you said no?
That he had materials.
What did you give the government?
Laptops.
I've handed up GXB. Do you recognize it?
Yes, I've reviewed this drive. It has communication and documents pertaining to Mr. Combs.
Did you review photos on it?
Yes.
The prosecution then presented a series of photos, including one from Cassie's 21st birthday, where she was pictured with other notable figures from Diddy's circle. She recalled moments of both excitement and fear, admitting that while she once viewed these gatherings as part of her rise in the music industry, they quickly transformed into a deeply distressing aspect of her life.
Was your relationship exclusive?
No.
Did you see other men?
Yes.
Did Sean see other women?
Yes. He said, I am Puff Daddy. I was insanely jealous.
Did you move to LA with him?
Yes.
As the questioning continued, the courtroom heard about a troubling incident involving an encounter with Diddy's former partner, Kim Porter, the mother of his children. Cassie recounted moments of jealousy and isolation, describing how she struggled to navigate the complex dynamics of Diddy's personal life while trying to maintain her own sense of identity.
I thought we were monogamous.
Was it made public?
No, I was his artist. Also, his family, his children.
Who was linked to him publicly?
Kim Porter.
How did Sean treat you at this time?
We had fun.
What was his lifestyle like?
He had all these assistants. He could get things done. He traveled quite a bit.
What's this photo?
Sean and I at a strip club in New York, like 2007 or 2008. Halloween.
Cassie also spoke about her attempts to establish a music career under Diddy's Bad Boy Records. She admitted that despite signing a lucrative multi-album deal, the majority of her recorded tracks never saw the light of day. Many of her songs were shelved or leaked online, effectively stalling her career and further tightening Diddy's on her life.
When did you sign with Bad Boy Records?
2006. It was a 10-album deal.
Did you release any after late 2006?
No.
Who's in this photo?
Kim Porter. She was Sean's ex from before me and the mother of his children.
Where did you celebrate your birthday in this photo?
In Las Vegas. Carrie Morgan was there too. We're out on his patio on my 21st birthday. VMAs.
What happened then?
Sean kissed me in the bathroom. I ran back to my hotel. I told Carrie.
The trial also delved into Cassie's claims about Diddy's erratic behavior, including his mood swings and unpredictable temper. She recalled being told to mouth and change her a chilling reminder of the manipulation she says she endured.
How many songs did you write while with Sean?
Hundreds. Most were never released. Some got leaked on the internet, some on mixtapes.
How many albums on your deal were not released?
9.
Did you get paid for them?
No. The freak-offs became a job. There was no time to do anything else but do them, then try to recover.
How much time in your week would freak-offs take?
The longest was 4 days. Significant periods of time.
Perhaps one of the most unsettling moments in Cassie's testimony came when she described being handed a during a night out, despite being under the influence.
Were you ever handed a gun?
Yes. We were going to a club in downtown LA. We'd taken mushrooms. I was high. I was told to put the gun in my bag. I was freaking out.
Who was present?
A driver, security, and Sean. Another time I saw them get dressed and grab guns and leave in an SUV.
How long were they gone?
30 or 40 minutes.
She recalled the sheer panic of being in a situation, made even more terrifying by the nature of her relationship with Diddy. Cassie's testimony took another dark turn when she described the invasive surveillance she experienced, including being tracked by security staff sent by Diddy to monitor her movements.
At this moment, there was a break. Then they continued.
Who was your manager at Bad Boy Records?
James Cruz.
What did he tell you?
That he was managing me with one hand tied behind his back. He had to check everything with Sean.
How did you make money if your records weren't being released?
I did hosting parties when Sean approved them.
She recounted instances of her phone and laptop being confiscated, often as a form of punishment, further isolating her from any support she might have had.
What else did Sean pay for?
Cars.
Did he give you cash?
Yes, but he would take things away depending on how he felt.
What else would he take away?
My self-confidence.
Who would take things away?
Staff. I assume staff.
At this point, there was an objection by the defense. Then the judge said to disregard the last answer.
Who took your laptop and phone?
Security.
How long would they be gone for?
However long I was being punished for.
As the prosecution wrapped up this portion of the testimony, they presented more evidence, including emails and messages exchanged between Cassie and Diddy, revealing a deeply relationship that appeared to blur the lines between professional collaboration and personal chaos.
How frequently were you in Sean's residences?
All the time.
Did they all have safes?
Yes.
What did you observe in them?
Cash, jewelry, cameras, and videotapes. In New York, LA, Miami, and Alpine, New Jersey.
Do you recall an incident between Sean and Suge Knight?
Yes. We were having a freak-off in LA. D-Rock came in and said Suge was down at a diner. Sean drove over there.
What was your reaction?
I cried, said don't do something stupid.
The courtroom's attention now turns to the next phase of the trial, where more witnesses are expected to provide their accounts, potentially exposing even deeper layers of control and conflict. As the case unfolds, the public waits for what could be one of the most explosive trials in recent memory. What do you think about Cassie's revelations so far? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates as this case continues to develop. Cassie Ventura spent nearly the entire session facing defense questions that tried to reframe her 11-year relationship with Combs as a passionate romance gone sideways, rather than the pattern of domination prosecutors described last week.
Ms. Ventura, you loved Mr. Combs, correct?
I did.
For 11 years, you took care of him.
In some ways,
You called him larger than life.
I did.
Her former partner's attorneys began by spotlighting affectionate messages from the early days, Cassie recalling that she loved Combs larger than life, calling him Sean when the world called him Puff, promising she would fly anywhere for him, and dreaming aloud of a baby of our own.
Others called him Diddy or Puff Daddy, but you called him Sean, right?
Yes.
You knew a version of him the rest of the world couldn't see, right?
At this moment, the prosecution objected but was overruled.
In ways.
You kept coming back to him for 11 years?
I wouldn't say coming back.
You believed he loved you too.
I did believe he loved me too.
So when he cheated on you, it hurt.
Not every time.
The juror saw pages of 2009 emails and BlackBerry chats in which she begged for more of his time, not his money, insisting he made her a better woman. Defense counsel's point was obvious. This was once a willing partnership, not captivity.
Ms. Ventura, read this just to yourself. Why did you send this message?
To let him know I was going to dinner.
What was going on when these messages were sent?
I'm not sure.
What was going on in your relationship then?
It was early. We were loving.
I offer it.
At this moment, the prosecution objected on the grounds of being offered the truth, but was overruled.
Please read.
I wrote, I love you, smiley face. I'll fly anywhere for you. I love you, Cass.
This 2009 email.
At this moment, the prosecution objected on the grounds of hearsay, and the judge told the defense to ask more questions.
From BlackBerry. What is BG?
Baby girl.
What did you write?
You hungry, Pop Pop?
And Mr. Combs wrote to you, we are so in love we don't do anything else. How long had you been seeing each other?
Like 2.5 years.
Cassie agreed she believed he loved her back, yet her voice caught whenever the questions drifted toward jealousy and betrayal, reminders that Combs was... and that each affair cut a little deeper than the last. The lawyers then waded into the infamous freak-off messages.
Please read this 1364.
I haven't talked to you at all. You don't even try. You rush me off the phone. I'm really hurt. I don't need your money. I need some attention.
You wanted your special time with Mr. Combs?
Yes.
You testified that you told him, I love you so much you make me a better woman.
I definitely wrote those messages.
You wrote, I can't wait until we have a baby of our own. You knew that he had 6 children at the time?
Yes.
Now, these messages about freak-offs, when you say, you know it doesn't matter to me, you mean weekend or weekday, either is fine.
That's what it says.
Mr. Combs says, maybe we can call Jules. Can you do it?
Yes.
This was an explicit message from you about the upcoming freak-off.
In courtroom shorthand, these gatherings were private, invitation-only after-hours parties where, according to Cassie, lines between intimacy and exploitation often blurred. Screens inside the well showed texts in which Combs floated ideas for themed rendezvous, asked if jewelry box nicknames like Jules were available, and teased Cassie about candles, costumes, and hotel suites.
This is 2 days after planning a freak-off, right?
Yes.
He said, I want to see... How did you reply?
I can't wait either.
You wrote, I feel like I want to fuck, right?
That's what it says.
Mr. Combs says, I'm so horny I can't concentrate. What do you say?
That I'll go to Dwayne Reed for candles and then set up the room.
Did you understand that he was going to take another video of you?
At this moment, the prosecution objected on grounds of speculation, and the judge told the defense to move on.
You ask, any pills on you?
Yes.
What pills were you taking then?
Opiates.
You deleted videos on your devices, right?
Yes.
What did you write?
That I need to feel this is my husband, the only one who will see this side of me.
Were you afraid that Mr. Combs was only seeing you for sex in this way?
That was a concern.
You still were not public in your relationship with him?
Correct.
Were freak-offs important?
Integral to us.
Cassie did not deny replying, with eager words. But, pressed on why she complied, she answered that she had been desperate to keep his attention and fearful of consequences if she refused. When counsel asked whether she realized he would likely film her again, prosecutors objected and the judge told the defense to move on, a gentle reminder that explicit video details were better left off the record.
Mr. Combs taught you how to do oral sex?
He did.
Look at this. Tell me when you're ready. Can you read it?
You can read it. It's making me laugh. It's from 2007.
You wrote, I feel protected, you are sweet. You wrote, I see that Carrie is better fitting for you. I'm hurt that you think I'm malicious. You're very important to me. Cass. What were you trying to convey?
It's like a journal entry.
You discuss Carrie Morgan. Did you think Mr. Combs was attracted to her?
There was a point in the very beginning.
Did that complication carry on in your relationship?
Not really. Carrie was just always with us.
Cassie admitted she carried prescription painkillers and sometimes other party favors, explaining that mutual substance use became a ritual before those late-night encounters. She described Combs as irritable when withdrawing from opiates and more volatile when mixing pills with MDMA. The defense, angling to suggest a consensual scene, asked whether she and Combs were partners. Cassie said they were, yet added that any shared rush came at the cost of her health and safety.
I'd like to start asking about freak-offs. Sometimes you wore a wig and a mask?
Yes.
The general public did not know.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and the judge told the defense to rephrase the question.
No one knew until November 2023 in the public.
Yes.
Fair to say his career was ruined after your lawsuit?
I can understand that.
Let's read these messages. Mr. Combs wrote, when are you on your period?
No, now.
What you be thinking about when you horny. Ms. Ventura, if you don't want to read the answers, I can read them.
Thank you.
The O has lots of oohs after it, right?
Yes.
After a freak off, you'd make love with Mr. Combs?
Yes.
Your period, Mr. Combs is asking when you're on it, right?
Yep.
He's asking in the context of when to meet up and have sex.
Looks like it.
Sometimes you watched him with a female?
2 or 3 times.
Did you talk with Mr. Combs about the swingers lifestyle?
That no one talks about it.
Were you keeping freak-off secret from your friends?
Yes.
His assistants help him?
With everything.
Would you remember if an assistant came in during one of your sessions with an escort?
Not necessarily. I was high.
So you don't remember much.
I had my privacy invaded a lot during that relationship.
She recounted waking up in a hospital unable to taste or smell, failing an attempt to check herself into a spa-style rehab, and later watching him direct Los Angeles suppliers to cut her off entirely. When counsel framed the drug binges as mutual adventure, Cassie countered that she often swallowed pills just to dull anxiety about what would happen if she said no.
You said Mr. Combs often put you down, but he also sent you encouragement and called you a queen, right?
Yes.
At this moment, the judge asked for a sidebar, then continued.
What would trigger Mr. Combs' incessant calls to you?
Anger. Doubt about where I was.
If he suspected you of cheating, he'd call you incessantly.
That was one of the reasons.
Because he thought.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained.
Do you believe Mr. Combs has good taste?
I think he does.
He's had an impact on fashion.
People like his style. Sean John.
Did you consult with him on your look?
Sometimes I got advice I didn't ask for.
He still ran his companies even while having all these freak-offs, right?
He did.
What was he addicted to?
Success.
What substances? Opiates?
Yes, he told me, and I saw it.
Cassie confirmed incidents the jury had already heard in outline, a kick to the back after Combs rummaged through her phone and discovered a brief fling with recording artist Kid Cudi, a balcony scare involving an assistant named Miss Bongolan, a gashed eyebrow when, she says, a spiked drink left her semi-conscious and slow to answer calls.
I love our FOs when we both want it. You felt that?
Loving FOs were just words at that point.
Mr. Combs wrote to you, I want to freak out right now. And you wrote that you wanted it too. LOL, me too.
I texted more than that.
But you did text that to him. Mr. Combs wrote to you, Jules is available if you're into it. You could have said yes or no, and you said love you.
There was no yes or no.
She remembered Combs arriving at her parents' home in Connecticut to explain away bruises, and she recalled telling close friend Carrie Morgan about the abuse, only for that friendship to shatter when Morgan later sued and Cassie, under pressure, paid part of the settlement. Each time the defense suggested her continued presence meant consent, she replied that leaving was not simple when your partner controls your career, your finances, and, as she put it, your entire sense of reality.
After Mr. Combs found out by going through your phone, you went to see him. You knew he was upset. He previously attacked you.
Yes, I thought I'd be safer with other people there.
Your affair with Mr. Muscudi was only a month long, but you got a burner phone for it?
Right.
Mr. Combs kicked you in the back?
Yes.
This came up later in your relationship that you had cheated on him with Kid Cudi.
He brought it up quite a bit.
When he cheated, he said, well, you had an affair with Kid Cudi, right?
Sometimes.
He suspected you of having an affair with another person in the industry. You were in South Africa filming?
Yes, Honey 3.
While you were there, you saw a photo of Mr. Combs with Gina and were irate, right?
Angry?
You blocked him and focused on the movie, right?
I tried my best.
Mr. Combs suspected you of a relationship with whom?
Michael B. Jordan.
You sent a video not only to Mr. Combs, but also to staff. Who? D-Rock?
Yes.
You sent it to them because you were angry with all of them.
I was hurt. I spent all my time with them.
You thought they were in on it. The physical abuse. When did your father learn about it?
Same time as my mother.
Did Mr. Combs come to Connecticut to speak to your parents?
I don't know if it was then.
Carrie Morgan knew about the abuse.
Yes.
The eyebrow gash incident, what was it about?
Didn't answer the phone and went to sleep. I was supposed to be packing for a trip.
He was inebriated?
I don't remember that.
To undercut the prosecution's theme of secrecy, Combs' team highlighted glamorous moments. Cassie's 21st birthday in Las Vegas with Britney Spears and industry A-listers. Combs posting pep talk videos after her shaky 106 in Park performance. Fashion advice that helped her refine a stage persona. Cassie conceded he could be charming and encouraging, calling her a queen, boosting her confidence, but said those highs were always followed by stretches of suspicion, surveillance, and round-the-clock phone calls if she did not reply within minutes.
Why were you asleep?
A drink at the Abbey had something in it, I think.
Did Mr. Combs ever abuse you while he was inebriated, then say he didn't remember it?
Yes.
Did you feel he was not taking responsibility?
Yes.
For drugs, you'd both go to rehab?
Rehab wasn't really a thing during our relationship.
The freak-offs were an opportunity for you to take drugs together?
Yes.
You went a lot to Burning Man?
Yes.
Did you ever call yourselves Get High Partners?
We did.
Did you take drugs from him without him knowing it?
Yes.
What was his reaction?
Explosive.
Did he tell LA dealers not to deal to you?
Yes.
You told Ms. Coram that you learned only after the fact that Mr. Combs had dangled Ms. Bongolan off the balcony?
I'm not sure.
You were on drugs?
I'm not sure.
You got a life coach for your drug use, according to this document.
I don't know who that person is.
You were doing a lot of drugs?
It was a rough time.
The questioning also traced rivalry and retaliation. Combs bristled at rumors she might collaborate with Kid Cudi or Michael B. Jordan, yet paraded new companions online, leaving Cassie, 7 years in by her count, feeling humiliated. Screenshots showed her declaring she did not want to be a side piece and promising to treat him as royalty if he would claim her openly. The defense asked whether her jealousy sometimes turned to anger. Cassie said yes, but reminded jurors that anger is not the same as power. I could block him on social media, she explained, but he could still find me.
The time after San Bernardino, you learned that he had overdosed.
A very strong opiate, yes.
Were you ever not addicted to painkillers?
We took Ibogaine.
Where did you get it?
Cancun, Mexico, separately.
When Mr. Combs threw you off the boat in Cannes, when he accused you of taking drugs and squeezed your leg.
Among other things.
But you still wanted to be with him?
I did.
Switching topics, when you say Mr. Combs went with guns to find Suge Knight, do you remember telling the government that you did go with them?
No.
Let me show you.
At this moment, the prosecution said,
Just for the parties.
then they continued.
I did not go with them, so I don't think I said that.
You also did with Ms. Morgan, right?
Yes.
Do you recall telling the government that you did not see what he did, hitting her in the head with a wooden hanger?
I saw the hanger. I saw he was angry that I was doing drugs with Carrie.
This broke up your 17-year friendship with her?
It did.
Did you tell Mr. Combs about your relationship with your now husband?
No.
Late in the afternoon, the lawyers leafed through more texts dated 2017, planning a role-playing game that would start at 10 p.m. and break character at 8 a.m. the next day. Combs suggested specialty boutiques, Cassie, answered with hotel options, and the tone grew so salacious that the judge signaled for faster pacing.
Say, baby, I want to FO so bad. You were asked in your direct and said you didn't want him to ruin your premiere.
Sure.
Mr. Combs says if we start at 7 p.m. and go until 4 a.m., you can get enough rest after.
Yes.
He's saying it'd be a shorter than usual freak off?
That's how I would understand it.
What do you say?
Carrie is here. We can't do it at my house.
You say that guy is sick. I'm not going to ask you what you meant. So you were turning to Johnny. Was he a dancer or an escort?
We hired him as a dancer, but he did what an escort does.
Do you remember the beginning of this freak off in the Intercontinental?
Not really.
The drugs were bad MDMA, right?
I have no idea.
At this moment in court, the trial session was wrapping up for the day.
When the exchange veered toward an especially graphic night at the Intercontinental, prosecutors requested a sidebar. Moments later, the clock struck 5, and the judge dismissed the jury with a polite warning not to research the case. Cassie was thanked for her composure and told to avoid government counsel until morning. Defense lawyers estimated they could finish their cross within half an hour tomorrow. Prosecutors said they had redirect questions waiting, and a new witness, singer-songwriter Dawn Richard, was standing by. Court adjourned with the usual reminder that any fresh disputes should reach the judge by email before sunrise. So where does that leave the scorecard? Did the defense's portrait of mutual luxury, shared indulgence, and messy but consensual romance land with the jury? Or did Cassie's steady recitation of fear, coercion, and escalating control reinforce the prosecution's case? Drop a quick thought in the comments while it's fresh. Your perspective genuinely shapes our next deep dive, and we read every note. If you're still here, first, thank you for the support. Tap subscribe so you do not miss tomorrow's session. This trial is moving fast, and the testimony only grows more revealing.